Welcome back to Kings of Opinion, episode 63. Just me and the Wanderer today. So, Wanderers, shout outs.
How is everybody doing? Hope as well.
So, I had several rants I wanted to do this week,
Okay.
but I'm not going to do them all this week. And then I'll probably forget the other ones, so you're never going to hear from me ever again. But I was so disgusted with the way the New York Yankees have been playing. So that's going to be my rant, I guess, today. Like, I've seen, did you watch any of the games by any chance?
No, but I do see
The highlights?
A lot of news about their struggles.
Yeah, so I don't understand, and I try to think about it as like, I used to be a baseball player in high school and whatever, and like, I try to get into their heads a little bit, like, what could be possibly going on? Like, they were like 49 and 23 or 24, and then since then, they're like 5 and like 20, or 6 and 20, something like that. They're so bad. Worst team in baseball in the last, I'd say, at least 3 weeks, if not the whole month of June. And, at what point do you, I don't want to say call it quits, because you're never going to call it quits, but at what point do you evaluate and be like, these guys, I either got to get rid of them, some of them, and try and get some new, fresh talent in here, or I got to make moves. Like, if I'm Cashman, what am I going to decide? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what he can possibly do, because there's just too many dead spots. Like, you got first base, you got third base, you got second base. Volpe's supposed to be good, but he's in a terrible slump. It's almost like the entire team is slumping, which is exactly how it looks like, but it's not just the bats, it's the pitching.
Yeah.
Right?
It seems like, that carried them early, the starting pitching, but it hasn't been great.
Yeah.
As of late.
And like, the funny thing is, all right, the pitching was so good for 2 months, and now we're in July, and they've been the worst in baseball for a month. And I get that. And some guys are starting to come around, like Rodon had a decent start the last time. Gill over the weekend against the Red Sox got burnt by Rafael Devers, who is an all-star in his own right. And he just beat him, and it just barely went over the wall. And he took that loss, but he went into the 7th inning and pitched shutout ball. So that was encouraging. But with the guys you have in this lineup, like, you got Volpe, Soto, Judge, Verdugo, Ben Rice, even though he's at the top, he's now our leadoff hitter, and we'll talk about him in a second. Then you got whoever else, either Grisham or Glaber, and one of the catchers, whether it be Wells or Trevino, right? Like, these guys used to be able to hit, most of them, right? Some guys are, like Austin Wells is still coming up. This is like first year being a backup, so he's going to have growing pains just like Volpe did last year. But the catchers can't throw anybody out. You got Gleyber Torres like running like he's like 300-pound man and not paying attention. So, and when he doesn't hit, he can't field either. So he's awful. Like, to me, he should just be DA'd, and that's it. Get him out of here. I don't even care, because no one's going to trade for him anyway, because he's having such a bad season. Then you have Volpe, who a game over the last week, and I forget, I want to say it was with Boston. There was a double play, but DJ LeMahieu was like hanging through first and second and waiting for him to score before he got tagged out, and Volpe wasn't running hard enough, and he didn't score in time. And they gave him plenty of time, like DJ gave him plenty of time to do that. Like, those are things that rookies should not be making. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Especially him. It's his second year. Like, you're supposed to take a step forward. To me, that's like taking a step backwards. You don't want to be like Gleyber Torres, because you'll have a nice, quick little run in the big leagues, but then you'll be a backup, and then you'll be gone. And within 5 years, you'll be an analyst on ESPN, college baseball stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Or minor league baseball. So, you can't be doing these kind of things. And right now, even Judge has cooled off, but Judge was carrying the team, hitting home run after home run. Soto's been a little bit on the down slope. I think he's batting under 300 now for the first time in, this weekend for the year. There's a lot of issues. What do you do if you're Brian Cashman? What can you solve? What can you not solve? And especially without giving away everything that we have in the minors.
Right.
Another thing you had is our big, like, if you want to call it acquisition, even though he's already on the team, but he's in the minors and was rehabbing earlier from last year, is the Martian, Jason Dominguez. Like, he was our safety net when Stanton went down to bring him up and put him in the lineup. Now you got Stanton down till at least the end of this month, if not until the middle of August. He's not coming back till September. So that one little safety net or blanket that you had is now gone.
It's gone.
You know? And then let's just touch upon the Mets for a second, because the Mets were doing really good in the month of June.
Right.
Now they started to taper off. I think they lost two out of, what was it, two? They went 2-2 against the Pirates.
Yeah.
And then like last 6 games, they're like 2-4 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not having a great go at it either right now. But obviously, they've been all right. So in their last 10, they're 4-6.
Right.
The Mets, right? And the Yankees are 3-7. So New York baseball is trash right now in the last week and a half. We're not doing good, and the Mets are 1 game better than the Yankees. And both these teams, to me, when I was talking in the beginning of this year, have too much talent. What is going on with people? You could have one guy, like on the Mets, for example, the one guy I would pinpoint to, like, he needs to go, Jeff McNeil. You don't need him. You guys like Iglesias better. Iglesias has been hitting forever. Get rid of Jeff McNeil. He doesn't like the Mets anymore. They don't like him. They're slowly phasing him out of playing because he can't hit over there. Now, this guy was a batting champion only 2 years ago. I can't believe that, whatever, I don't even know his age, but he can't be older than like 31, 32, that he's washed up now. You know? I think he just needs a change of scenery. You know, and one of the people suggests, trade him to the Yankees. The Yankees need a second baseman. It could be a nice, quick, easy trade. I don't really like McNeil, so I personally wouldn't do that. But I could see why just getting him out of the Mets organization would be maybe good for him, a fresh little start. Maybe it'll burn a fire under him, like playing for the Yankees,
right,
and like to try and toast the Mets. But I think that would only really work if you traded for him before the other Subway Series towards the end of this month. Because you got to put him right into the thick of things, and now he's like wearing pinstripes on the Yankees, and like maybe he could like have a big day against the Mets, and that'll spark him the rest of the year, and then he'll be back together. Otherwise, you get him after that series, who knows what he's gonna do?
Yeah, true.
You know, have you been monitoring any of the stuff the Mets have been trying to do, or they've been talking about?
No, not really. I mean, I've been, just catching bits and pieces of them playing here and there, but I haven't really been watching any moves.
Yeah, all right. Like, I don't know which direction they're going to swing, whether they're buyers or sellers yet. It's kind of tough to say. I guess it really depends on this next, 2 to 3 weeks, because I think the deadline is at the end of July. I think it's the 31st at 4 o'clock. So, they have a good couple weeks. So if they have a bad 2 weeks and they go back down to the seller, they'll probably sell some things and try and retool for next year. They're only a game under 500 right now. So they're 44 and 45, middle of the road. Their wild card, let's see where they're at right now for their wild card. They are 2.5 games back, but they got to leap over 4 teams. Well, not really leap over. The wild card leaders are the Braves, Cardinals, Padres. They just got to leap over the Diamondbacks, and they're virtually at the same record.
I see.
The Diamondbacks are 45 and 46, so they played 2 more games. So they don't have to jump through much, but the Braves are the overall wild card leader at 50 and 39. And then we go to the American League, and since the Yankees have been so trash, they're still up a bunch on the Twins. They're up 4.5 games. So they're all right now, you know what I mean? But, you got the Red Sox slowly approaching, especially after they just lost 2 out of 3, which they shouldn't have.
Right.
You got the Royals right there at 49 wins. So it looks like the American League is a little more heavy with better teams, at least winning percentage-wise.
Mm-hmm.
So the Yankees can't fall out of it either. They have to buy, because if they don't buy, everyone's saying Soto's going to stay here no matter what. No one's going to outbid the Yankees for it. There are a few teams that could. I think he's going to stay anyway, but if he does, what does that mean for the rest of your team? You got to drop dead weight. Rizzo's gone next year. Gone. And hopefully this kid, Ben Rice, is a decent enough ball player. I know over the weekend he was the first Yankee rookie to hit 3 home runs in a game. Pretty impressive. but we've seen this before. Like I was talking to my dad the other day, and my dad was like, "This kid Ben Rice, he's the real deal. He's he's going to be the new first baseman. Screw Rizzo, whatever." And I get it. Everyone's down on Rizzo because hasn't been the same since the concussion last year, and I like Rizzo, but at this point, you got to put pride and ego aside, and you got to play the person that's going to give you the best chance to win. I know Rizzo's hurt and he's not coming back for another couple weeks, but even when he does come back, maybe he's just a good veteran bat off the bench, and maybe a defensive late in game replacement. Like 7th, 8th inning, if Ben Rice is not going to get up, you put him in there, and he plays good defense. Hopefully, at least he's like good with that. And then, if you need a big pinch hit, something or other off the bench, maybe he can start doing that. Like back in the day when the Yankees were winning, Cecil Fielder, Strawberry, Wade Boggs, and Charlie Hayes, they were all splitting time, as DH and this, that, and the other, and like Joe Torre's just going off of matchups, and they came up with some big pitch hit home runs and stuff.
Right.
It could happen again, and maybe that's what Rizzo needs to do. Maybe he can't play every day anymore. Maybe it's too much. Like I don't know. Like I wish I could talk to the guy. He's a paisan, so like I wish I could just call him and be like, "Hey, what's up, bro? Like what's going on?" And be like his therapist or something like that. But I can't. This guy doesn't want to talk to me. But this, so getting back to this Big Ben, my dad's like, yeah, he's the new first baseman. I told him, let's pump the brakes. It's only been like a week since he's been up. Yeah, he's had like a couple of home runs. I think now it's like 4, because he had the 3-1 game. But we've seen this before. You're not a Yankee fan, but we had likes of Greg Bird and Mike Ford that were, lefty first basemen. They're supposed to take care of the short porch. Where are they now? I think Mike Ford is on the Seattle Mariners as a backup. He might not even be there anymore. Last I checked, he was last year. And Greg Bird is playing somewhere in the Mexican League. So like, so this kid could be another one of those. But let's stay positive. Let's hope he can play a decent first base and just get base hits and just contribute offensively, and I'll be happy because then that'll be one less worry we have to solve. Then we go around the diamond. What do we do with Torres? And then what do we do whatever at third base? I'll leave Torres alone and just say we got to get rid of him for whatever we can. If not, just DF him. And long story short, if he goes on to another team and has success, good for him because he's never gonna do it here, and we're not even gonna sign him back next year. DJ, I really like him. I can't see how a guy with that much talent got so bad just off like feet injuries. I guess it's really important, but he has yet to hit a home run. He's only got 2 doubles since he's been back, and even it took him up until last week to get those doubles. So he's really struggling, and he's still not off the interstate. So he's not even batting 200 yet. So you got to do something at third base. Now, do you like Cabrera over there at third? He's better defensively as of right now. Maybe you do a platoon there. Do you go after starting pitching? I think we're okay. Cole still needs to get into his rhythm. Like, he's still going through spring training. They pushed him up early because guys were getting hurt. Rodon looks like he's settling the ship. I think his next start will be a big one. If he pitches well, I think that'll do a lot for his confidence. And, Nestor's been fine for the most part at home. He's like a Jekyll and Hyde kind of character. On the road, he's terrible. At home, he's amazing. If that's what he's going to be, we're going to have to deal with that. We need the bats to get going when they're on the road. So if he's pitching this week on the road, the Yankees need to hit to win that game. That's all it is. And then Gill looks like he pitched a gem on Sunday. The Yankees couldn't hit.
Early season for him.
Yeah, the Yankees just couldn't hit. He struck out 9. 1 run, I think, maybe 2, but I think they took him out after that 1 run. I'm not sure. But at most, it was 7 innings pitched, like 7 1/3, 7 2/3, 1 or 2 run ball. You do that, you gotta get that guy a win, don't you think?
Yeah.
So, and I don't know. Other than that, like I can sit here all day and blast them. Like, they're not hitting how they did in the beginning of the season, and that's the crazy part because it's like almost like a tale of 2 different seasons.
Right.
And it's similar to the Mets. Like the Mets, their first 2 months were terrible. Then they Then they have 1 good month and they're back in it.
Yeah.
Yankees opposite. 2 great months, 1 shitty month, and they're lucky they had 2 great months because otherwise they'd be having the same record as the Mets, right? Because they'd be right around 500, maybe a little above. Right now they still got a little wiggle room, not a lot, but they're 18 games above 500 right now, which is still okay. You know what I mean?
Right.
You could still ride that for another couple weeks, but I can't wait for the All-Star break because it looks like they need it.
It's next week, right?
Yeah. So it's like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. The home run derby's on Monday as usual. Tuesday's the All-Star game.
Did they announce the All Stars last week or something?
Yeah, they announced them, and the whole team was announced over the weekend. Like the
Right.
starters were announced last week,
Okay.
and then they have all the reserves and fill-ins, and whoever's not going to play or whoever's hurt, they made the adjustments this weekend, so they're all set with that. So, and for the most part, it's weird. I've never seen this before. I was looking at who was on the roster, at least the guys that were voted in to start, and the AL has like 2 guys from like every team, like 2 guys from the Yankees, 2 guys from Cleveland, 2 guys from the Orioles, and then 2 guys from like Houston, and then one Blue Jay. So you almost have like teammates going and starting the games together. So you're gonna see like 2 Orioles, the 2 Yankees in the outfield, the one Blue Jay, the 2 Indians, and then that's it. So I don't think I've ever seen that before. It's like 2, and then one guy just thrown in there. It's kind of funny. I gotta see if I can find it.
Interesting.
Yeah. Let's see.
Did that Pittsburgh kids? What's his name? Skeen? Did he?
Yeah, he made it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he was a vote. He wasn't a vote-in, but he got picked up.
Yeah.
See,
I saw he set some record with strikeouts.
Look right here. See, you got
Oh, right.
Cleveland,
Yeah.
Yankees,
Yep.
Houston. And it was almost the same thing with the National League. Almost the same. I think they might have like, there's 3 Phillies. And then,
Well, I mean, they are.
2.
They do have the best record, right?
Yeah. Well, I think the Orioles do, but for the National League they do, yeah.
Oh, okay.
You got 2 San Diego. You got 2 from Milwaukee.
Huh?
Yep. And your boy Alonso made the All-Star team. So you must be proud about that.
Yeah. Is he playing that good though?
No. But he is among like the top first baseman though. Like he's one of the top like production wise, not average, but you know like RBIs, home runs. He's kind of up there.
Right.
So I guess they just couldn't. I guess they couldn't find anybody else. Who knows? I really didn't focus too much on the National League. So let me ask you a question. You're a Met fan, and you know what's going on with Judge. And there's always this debate between Judge and Alonso, who's got more power. And would you put Alonso in the same power bracket as Aaron Judge? Right? Like, does he have elite power like Aaron Judge does?
I mean, they both have power, but I would say, I mean, Judge is definitely better overall hitter. for
Correct.
sure. Better overall, better overall player probably too if you want to throw him in the fielding. as
Yeah.
well. Yeah, I mean, they both have a lot of pop though.
Now, would you say that Alonso has almost this, like, does he have equal amount of pop as Judge does? Because the argument was, and I was listening to somebody talk about it the other day, is Alonso, since he's came into the league, has the most home runs out of anybody, which would make him have elite power.
Right.
And normally, that would be the tail. Like, if you looked at all their stats, if they're comparable and he had a couple more home runs, you'd say, yeah, for sure, he's got the most, like, he's got the same kind of power that Judge does, right?
Right.
But the thing that got me thinking, right, is they were saying Judge has him in every other category but home runs. So then I look it up because they wouldn't say it. So I look it up, and it's like Judge has like 282 home runs, and Alonso has like 288 or 89
Oh,
home
it's
runs.
that close. Yeah.
So it's like really close, right? So my argument, if I could ever get on the phone with these guys, would be is how many games played, right? And that's where those guys will lose that argument. Whereas, in my opinion, yes, does Alonso have power? Plenty of it. Does he have the same amount of power as Judge? Absolutely not. Like, if you were to put him in a tier, it'd be tier 1 Judge, tier 2 Alonso. And they'd both be by themselves, because then after that, I don't know who's even close with these home runs, because you'd have to look at, from 2017, or was it 2017 or 2018? I think Alonso came in 2018. Like, who would have the most home runs after that, right? From either 2017 or 2018, right? So, you also gotta remember, like, Judge, like, didn't play a lot in a bunch of different seasons,
Right.
and that was the knock on him before he signed his big contract. And then even last year he missed like 10 weeks of baseball.
Yeah.
And if Pete Alonso is only 6-7 home runs higher, what if Aaron Judge played all the games that Alonso had?
I see.
You know what I mean? That would be my only argument. And if they said it doesn't matter, they might be, we can't really discuss that because he didn't play those games. I'd be like, okay, that's your opinion. My opinion would be is if he played those 100 extra games, if you take any 100 games that he's played in a season, you could almost add 35 home runs to that. So now he's beating him by almost 30 home runs. Now you could see where the power would be
Right.
a little bit better, and we would go from there. So, that's just my take on it. I just wanted your opinion on it to see, what you thought.
Right.
This is not an easy argument or an easy debate to have
No.
because there's all these what ifs. I never really like doing that anyway, but for the sake of the show and argument's sake, and if the guys ever see this, I can tell them, you know what? You're wrong. Sorry, you're wrong. Pete Alonso doesn't have the same power as Aaron Judge does. But I digress. We'll keep it moving. But yeah, that's all I got for them right now. I don't want to get a headache or have a heart attack over the Yankees just yet. I'm one of those fans that's just chilling. I'm watching the games. I'm seeing what they're doing, and hopefully they can just get better. It's a long season. They'd have to be really bad the rest of the next 3 months in order to not make the playoffs. So I don't want to stress it out. And as of right now with the standings, they're not too far behind the Orioles if they're 3 games back. So if they can stay close,
They're right there.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like, they had a 2-game lead, now they have a 3-game, now they're behind 3. So there's a 5-game swing. That's okay. These things are going to happen. The Orioles are really good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we're only 2 wins. They have 57 wins, we have 55. The Guardians have 56. They've been really hot. So we're all right there with these guys. We just got to, right the ship. And I think a good way to do that is get on the road. We had a bad couple homestands and road trip. And just get out there, play some good sound baseball, maybe get 2 wins in a row and try to almost sweep the Rays right now because they're not that good of a team. And let's bury them because they used to do that to us every year. They're 2 games below 500. So let's bury them a little bit. Maybe get a sweep. You start a winning streak. That's a good thing. Maybe you could catch up some games and go from there. And the Mets got to do the same thing. Who do the Mets play this week, by the way? I know they're
I'm not
home.
sure. I didn't even realize they played yesterday during the day.
Yeah, I guess it was a 4-game series, right? Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. That's a rare one. Normally you get that during the week,
Right.
like Monday to Thursday, or you
Yeah.
get Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
So that's funny, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's I guess what is that, like 3 matinees? Well, actually no. Saturday I think the game might have been 4 o'clock.
Oh, the Mets played the Nationals. That's good for them. It's not bad. The Nationals are right there with them too. They're 42 and 49. Well, I guess moving along from that. So yeah, before we get into what we have watched,
Yes.
I want to kind of pick your brain a little bit on this Outer Range. Because
Okay.
I'm like midway through the 4th episode, and they only have 7 episodes in the second
Yeah,
season.
it felt kind of short. Yeah.
So I'm gonna throw some sentences out there,
Okay.
and just tell me if I'm like somewhat in the realm of understanding the show.
Okay.
Because that's the only thing that's making me mad about this show.
Right.
Is like you can miss like one word of a sentence and it throws off everything. So right now I know this. Royal Abbott,
Yeah.
right? He's not really Royal Abbott. He took her name, Cecilia's name, correct? Because the property
Right.
is hers.
Right.
So he didn't keep his last name, he took her last name.
Right.
Okay. Do they explain why he takes her last name?
I don't think so.
Like,
I mean,
like
it
that's
could-
really weird, no?
I'm not really sure. Yeah.
Okay. Secondly, in the second season at least, there's 3 different like time frames.
Yeah, at least I would say.
For right now, I would think I got 3. I got the 2000s where he's old.
Mm-hmm.
I got where he's like a younger man and he's hanging with Cecilia.
Right.
And then I got where the sheriff went to 1882,
Oh, right.
where she's
Yeah.
where Royal is a young
Yeah.
like a boy, like he might be like
Yes.
6 years old tops.
Yes.
Is that all we got for the season, or is
That I
there?
can recall. Yeah.
Okay, so that's probably it. Okay, right. So I'm up to the episode where I think her name is Joy, right? She was the sheriff.
Mhm.
She's in 1882,
Right.
and the end of episode 3, she comes back out of the hole, and Royal Abbott
Right.
is looking at her like
Yeah.
whatever, and
And then the next
cuts, and the next episode
is like her back.
back there.
That was a good episode.
I'm halfway through it, so
Yeah.
like yeah, it's a good episode. It's so far it's all about her, and I'm waiting for them to catch it up where she either falls into the hole again or goes into the hole and like comes out the other side, and we kind of find out
Right.
what's going on.
Right.
Then you have Perry. He jumped in the hole and went back, like not as far, maybe like the 19 something, because if Royal was in 1882 to 86, he was a young man. You got to think maybe like early 1900. He's like 20, 30 years old, something like that, somewhere in that realm. And he's just starting to like, I guess, become a man, and he just met Cecilia at some point, and like this, and feel free to ruin it for me because like it's so wild, like how he fell into that time frame. Like, does he ever go back and find his kid, or in this season, or like that's just gonna be something that we don't ever see?
It will come up. It comes up.
Okay, good. Let's see, what else do I got? I got the time frames check, because I was literally thinking about this all day. Ever since I watched this last episode, I was like, we got to talk about it. I wish Ernie was here, but
Ernie probably might be more help than me.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he might add into it more. I was really hoping he'd be here so we could all discuss it together. But yeah, whatever. We'll do the best we can. What are you gonna do? Yeah, and that's all that's really going on. Oh, the villain guy, the guy that was on like the oxygen and he had like a stroke or whatever.
Yeah.
How did he like get healed?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Because like 1 minute he's like in a bed with the oxygen thing on his nose, and the next thing like his son like touches the hole or went into the hole, maybe came back out, and then when he did, his father was fine.
Oh, did he give him any of that dust or
Oh, maybe he did. Maybe I missed it. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Because the other brother that got shot, Billy, or whatever it is,
Yeah.
he's laying on the bed, and he tries to go into the car, and the father pulls out a bag.
Yeah, that's.
Remember that scene where it's like he's like
Yeah.
floating and they're like dreaming it, I guess?
Yeah.
Is that the dust? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was
Like-
like angel dust.
Well, I think it's from like the whole.
The hole, right?
Yeah.
So now I have another question. I don't remember how he got that dust in a Ziploc bag.
I think it was from season 1, maybe.
I might have missed it.
I'm not 100. You know what? It's like I watched. I feel like that show came out a lifetime ago. I don't even know what year it was. But then when I first started getting into the second season, I was like completely lost.
Yeah.
I already went back and did a rewatch, which is probably the smarter thing to do, but I didn't. So
I
that's
kinda-
probably why
yeah.
I'm kind of vague on a lot.
I missed it by a week. Like I watched the whole first season, and then I wasn't watching it for a week, and then I picked it back up, and like I feel like I'm kind of lost. Like, where did the brother get the dust from? I don't know. Like, I was hoping to ask you guys and get some answers.
I guess he got it from the hole, right?
Yeah, I mean, but how did you scoop it? Like, did he scoop it up and put it in his like pocket or something like that, and then put it in a
Maybe
Ziploc
it's just
bag?
the ground around it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I can't remember, but it's very confusing, to say the least. But
Yeah, definitely a lot going on.
yeah, and like, why wouldn't Royal Abbott take his own name? Like, was there a deal made with her father so that he could run the land because it's really her land? I don't know. And somehow that guy Tillerman or something like that, or Tillerson, he knows about the West Pasture and the hole that's there, so he wants it, and Josh Brolin don't want to give it to him. But I guess that's coming to a head at some point in this season
Yeah,
too.
that too. Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
so maybe that's what made him healthy. Maybe the son that got shot, Billy, gave him the dust, and he, while the other son was like in the hole, and then when he comes out, he's healthy.
I see.
And then the other guy is a little healthy too. Like Billy's like nursing a gunshot wound from Royal Abbott. So I don't know. Very confusing. Man. Very.
Yeah.
I can't even say I like
a lot
the show.
of moving parts.
Yeah, I just want to find out what happens. Like, it's one of those shows that you're watching it just because. I know you said I would have liked it, but I don't necessarily know if I like it. I'll be honest with you.
That's okay.
Yeah, no, I know it's okay. You know,
Excuse me.
what have you been watching?
Let's see. I finished Dark Matter. I liked that. That was good.
You finished all the seasons?
It's only one season.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking of Dark Materials. Dark Matter is on.
Oh, his Dark Materials is awesome show.
Yeah, I still haven't seen the last season. I keep
It's
putting it
great.
off.
It's great.
But like that's another one that you'd have to like watch the other ones because I haven't watched it. That's another show that hasn't been on in years.
Yeah, it was definitely a big gap there.
Yeah. So, all right, go ahead. So the Dark Matter. What was that on again? You said it. You mentioned it a few times. Apple.
Yeah.
And you like that?
Yeah, that was good. I enjoyed that one. It might be a little confusing with the time travel again, and you know, parallel universes.
Oh boy, really?
Multiverse.
Ugh.
But yeah, I liked it. What else? I've been watching the new season of The Bear. I'm pretty deep into it. It's very good. I think I'm like.
My father said episode 2 is all about me or something like that. He said episode 2 I would love, and he's like he sees me in episode 2.
Okay.
So I gotta watch that.
Yeah, they all kind of blend. You know, I can't recall specifically what 2 was. But yeah, it's good. It's good. Definitely picked up where I left off. What else? Oh, I saw Kong. What's it called again? Kong and Godzilla.
So Godzilla and Kong. Godzilla X Kong or
Oh
something
yeah,
like that.
yeah. So that came out on Max for the holiday. So I watched that I think on Friday. It was good. I enjoyed it. You know what you're gonna get with those movies, and a lot of action.
Of course.
A lot of fights.
Yep.
A lot of titans.
Yep.
I mean, that's really all you're looking for.
That's all you need. What else do you want?
Right.
You know?
So yeah, enjoyed that, and I can't think of anything else that I watched. Yeah. What about you?
So I watched a bunch of movies in the last week.
Okay.
I can't recall them all,
All right. Well, what
but I watched that show, the movie Trigger Warning. I think it's on Netflix with Jessica
yeah, I think
Alba.
you told me about that.
Yeah,
that was good.
She's like a woman version of John Wick in that movie. Like she's like some kind of military chick, and she like busts shit down, and like she's all over the place.
Oh wait, I started Axel F. But I didn't.
Oh, did you even
I
finish
didn't
it?
yeah.
I finished it. I watched that too. I liked it. It was better than 3. Obviously not as good as the first 2 because like the first one especially was more serious.
Right.
So he meant more comedy after 2.
Right.
It had its moments, don't get me wrong. But I enjoyed 4. It had comedy. It had like action. You know, it brought back all of the original OGs of the movies for the most part. And he was all over the place. It was a very enjoyable movie. Like I wish you would have finished that because it would have been good to talk about it. But yeah, like very good. That was another good movie I watched. I'm trying to think. There's another movie I thought I watched on Netflix. Another action movie. I can't think of it right now. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm drawing a blank. But I'm watching right now, and I'll be done tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Eric.
Oh, you liking it?
I do like it.
Yeah, I'm sure. It's the. It just has like you kind of want to find out what's really going on. Right?
Yeah. And
It's
like
the underbelly.
like I like how Eric is that monster that he's like hearing.
His personal demon.
Yeah, like him seeing and everything like that, and like his son was the one that drew it,
Right.
and like they're looking for his son, and everyone's pointing at him and everything like that. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's only 5 episodes, right, or 6,
I think so,
something like
yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's
I have 2 more to go, so it'll be
mini-series.
done tonight. It'll
Nice.
definitely be done tonight. It's a little mini series, so that'll be done. I started that over the weekend because
Yeah.
I was looking for something to watch, and I didn't want to watch The Bear,
Yeah.
and I wanted to save that for work. Speaking of which, there's a lot of shows out right now that we need to watch. Like
What
our
else?
next couple weeks are very busy.
What else we
The
got?
Boys.
Oh,
Ma-
I'm current on that.
I'm not. Mayor of Kingstown.
That I haven't got into yet.
Really? That's a good
I've
show.
Seen, don't get me wrong. I've seen the first 2 seasons.
Oh, okay.
but
So
I
you haven't gotten to the 3rd
I
season.
haven't checked out the 3rd season.
Like I told you, I like to binge these now because I
Right.
don't want to wait a week every freaking time.
Right,
So
right,
like,
right.
they're
That seems like a good one to let build up.
yeah, and same thing with The Boys too. I just want to watch that and like I don't want to be
Well,
waiting.
Boys it's got to be five episodes in already. I think either 5 or 6.
It's got another couple more weeks and that's
yeah,
it.
That's it. 8.
Yeah,
Like you said.
I just finished Curb Your
The
Enthusiasm.
whole thing.
The whole entire thing,
Wow.
finito.
Wow. Look at you.
Yeah, and
Impressive.
yeah, and it was. I liked the last season too. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. I was laughing. I hope they make another season. I don't know if they are because I tried looking it up.
I don't think they are, but
I don't think they are either because normally IMDb is very good at knowing that they're gonna come out with another season. So they'll show you all the episodes for all the seasons, and then they'll give you episode 1 of the new season, but they won't tell you what it is. You'll just know it's coming out, and I didn't see that, so it's a little sad. But bro, and you know what's funny? Now that I think about it, you're probably right because the ending of that.
especially the ending.
Yeah, the ending of that is them
Fine.
him getting locked up, and then Jerry comes to his rescue, and he's like, "You know what? This is how we should have ended Seinfeld."
Right.
And like him just saying that makes me think that that's how they ended
That's-
Curb.
yeah,
That's it. So
definitely.
you're probably right. It's probably over.
Finality.
But I'm glad I watched all 12 seasons. As a whole, it was a very enjoyable show.
Nice.
Kudos to Larry David. And you know what? It probably doesn't make sense either that he does it anymore because he's getting up there in age.
Mm-hmm.
So like, how often can you do something like that? Oh, and by the way, did you know? Maybe you did. I'm just throwing this out there. I didn't know this, and I wish I would have known this when I first started watching the show. They didn't write that show like a normal like sitcom, like you know, like Seinfeld, like write all the words everyone's gonna say.
Right.
They ad-lib a lot of that.
Right. It
So
was
like they
more
give them like a scene, like
improvisation.
yeah, exactly, improv. Like they gave them like the scene, like you guys are gonna be sitting on a couch watching a ball game. Go, and then they would just come up with everything on the spot. So if I would have known that earlier, I might have thought things would have been a lot more funny to me. Because after I knew that, I knew it like right when I started watching season 12.
Mm-hmm.
You see these guys like almost like how SNL guys, they break character and they start to laugh.
Having fun with it.
Having fun with it, and they're like laughing and like holding their hand to their head or whatever, and you could what they're saying is actually really funny to them.
Right.
So it makes it genuine, which is more appreciative, I think. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As opposed to writing the jokes and it being funny.
Right.
Like it's almost a different talent. Like you're coming up with it on the spot, which is what I think is really like it's a really nice thing to have and a talent to be able to do such a thing.
Definitely.
You know, so I don't know if you knew that, but
Yeah. No, that was right.
you were aware of?
Yeah.
Oh, good. I wish you guys would have. And maybe you know what? I'm not gonna say you didn't. Maybe I forgot because I do that a lot.
No, I don't think I told you.
But I wish I would have known that from the jump because it would have been different. Because Larry David laughs sometimes, and I think he's just laughing and laugh, or like he's doing his like little like stitch or whatever, and he's really laughing, and then he's like poking fun. It's funny,
Yeah.
you know.
Great show.
Mm-hmm. And then so getting back to it, like you have all these shows we gotta watch. So I got The Bear. That's my next one on the docket.
Boys.
Once I finish the Outer Range, The Boys, Mayor of Kingstown, and then by the time I'm done with that, you know what's gonna be around the corner? Cobra Kai.
That's soon, right?
Soon. I want to say they said by like November,
Okay.
but like November, I don't want to say it's around the corner.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'm watching. What's it called again? It's not Game of Thrones. What's it called?
Oh, that too. The House of Dragons.
House of Dragons.
I gotta watch that
The
too.
new episode. There's like a fight scene with dragons.
No way.
Yeah.
Is it more than 10 seconds?
Yeah.
Okay, good. What episode is that? Is it 3, 4? What are they up to now?
I think they're up to 4 maybe.
Okay, so I still got time. There's still like I said, I'm binging all those. Like I can't deal with it. Like
Yeah. So far, I think episode 2 and 4 were the best.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's strange that your first episode wouldn't be that good.
It was decent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But as a whole, you like the season so far.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, good.
But yeah, like I thought the second and the fourth would stand out so far, but I guess we'll see.
Like I would start one of those shows this week, but it's almost impossible. Like after Eric is done tonight,
Yeah.
Shark Week started on Sunday.
That's what I forgot to bring up.
Shark Week is early this year. It was July 7th.
I was flipping through the channels. I don't know I forget if it was last night or Sunday night. There was, I happened to.
Bro, look at it. I got everything taped. Look at all this nonsense.
I happened to turn on what is it, Discovery,
Yep.
and it looked like a new shark show, and I'm like, and then I see the logo in the corner. I'm like, oh, it's Shark Week.
Yep.
Ryan's probably watching this.
So to be fair, I haven't watched it yet because
Okay.
I caught wind of it on Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
So I sat right here and started DVRing everything because I'm not gonna watch it live because it cuts down
Right.
20 minutes easy.
Yeah.
So I taped everything throughout the entire week, all the new episodes, because I don't mess around with in the beginning, when I first started doing this like a decade ago, I used to tape everything because I missed the prior year stuff. But now I watch all these things, so last year's stuff and the year before stuff is all throughout the day. So if I'm at work and like there's nothing on, I'll put Shark Week on there, but I'm not gonna tape it to rewatch something that I already watched.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's different than a TV show like Outer Range where you might have to go back and watch another season to pay attention to season 2.
Yeah.
This is just same old sharks, same old stuff. I want to see the new stuff that they're doing. And so that's what I did. So I taped everything from Sunday to Sunday from 7 or 8 o'clock at night, whenever it's new, to 11 o'clock at night. Everything's ready to go. So I'm
Yeah.
going to start watching that.
Yeah, I was, I was flipping through, and then it's a program where there's these divers in the cages. I think they came up on the thing before. It's called like Feed Frenzy or
Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that. Like, hey, let's feed the sharks and see if they attack us. And, so I was only watching it for like a minute or two. They're like, the shark comes by, and then there's, oh look, a bigger female, and then the one guy's holding the pole with the fish on it. I guess a little unorthodox. I don't know. But next thing you know, the shark is in the cage, and they're like, I forget how they described it, but they're like, oh, he got tagged, or he got. They didn't say bit, but they said something.
Right.
And then cut to commercial.
Was it a baby shark? Like a smaller shark?
No, it was.
It was a big shark?
It was a big ass shark. It was a great white. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I can't wait to watch it. So that's next on. So like I pretty much won't be watching anything but Shark Week the rest of the week. So and I got like a nice little buffer because now it's
Yeah.
Tuesday.
There
So
you
now
go.
like they're starting to tape right like in a couple hours. So I have 2 days worth of stuff to watch. Probably like 4 to 5 hours worth of tape. So it'll be good. It'll be a good time. So I'll watch that. Take a little break from the TV shows, and I'll just discuss how good Shark Week was next week because. Shark Week 2024, baby, this year. Let's go.
Nice.
Yeah, I think that's about it for the TV shows. I don't know but there's a lot going on right now.
Right.
They're pumping. Oh, we're like almost, right in the 2-week range for Wolverine and Deadpool.
Yes.
So excited about that too.
Definitely.
Yeah,
You got your tickets?
I've had them for like 3 weeks already. I'm super stoked about it.
I do too.
Good.
My friend, he I guess got them when they were.
You going with Mike?
No, my friend Berger.
Okay.
He got them. I guess I don't know. It felt like
Yeah, as
a
soon
while
as I get
ago.
out. Yeah,
So
I got them a
probably
while
soon
ago
as I
too.
can.
It was sometime in June. I was like, I'm not messing around. I talked to my parents. I was like, yo, when do you want to go? Let's do it. I'm going that Saturday. So
Nice.
I'm not going that Friday just in case because of
We're
work.
going Sunday.
Yeah, Saturday I'm going, and I'm like not gonna watch anything. So no spoilers for me until I go see that movie.
Excellent.
I got my Deadpool shirt ready to go. It's gonna be great. You know,
Nice.
I know there's gonna be tons of cameos. I'm super stoked about it.
Hell yeah.
Oh man, it's gonna be a good time, that movie.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, everyone's been waiting for it, right? It feels like it hasn't been too long, but it's now that it's here, you're like, it's been too long, you know. And everyone wants to see Wolverine, like
Definitely.
me included. So I can't wait for it. Yeah, and then that's it. Like I don't know what else. What else do we got? You know, there's not really much football stuff happening right now. I mean, you got some stuff with the Cowboys going through with contracts, but I know you care about the Cowboys. If you want to talk about it, go ahead, but I don't.
I mean, no, I haven't really been paying attention, so I'm kind of out of the loop.
Fair enough. Then we don't need to deal with it. What else do I got? Oh, you know what's funny? Maybe we do a show next Monday. What do you think? Because
Okay.
next week is our Ocean City trip.
Okay.
So maybe, and I'm off Monday, so there's no.
Yeah.
There's
that works for me.
there's nothing going on. So maybe we do a nice Monday, go back to our roots on the Monday train, and we'll do a show. Maybe Ernie can show up for once, and I'll pose those outer range questions and more because I'll be done with that by Monday as
Right.
well. Because I only have 3.5 episodes left,
Right.
and I'll pose the questions to him, and maybe he could help us out, and we could like figure it out together.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Put the pieces together.
Yeah, put them together, you know. Let's like a puzzle,
Right.
a little puzzle. We'll get it going.
Yeah.
But other than that, that's all I got, pal.
Okay.
You got
all right.
anything with the
Yeah,
songs as
yeah,
usual?
Got
There we
3
go.
selections as usual. First up, we have Staley with Peerless. Next up, we have Previous Industries with Service Merchandise. And third, The God Fahim and God Fahim and Nico JP with Snakes.
So real quick before I close this out,
Yeah.
where do you find all those songs? Is that on like Apple Music? or?
They're all albums.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I use Spotify mainly.
Oh, so you find them on Spotify? It's almost just like Apple Music too, basically, right?
Yeah, I mean, you got Apple Music, you got Spotify, you got YouTube. I mean, they're all streaming music.
But how do you actually find these artists?
I guess I just like browse stuff, or it'll give you recommendations.
Oh,
and
okay.
things like that.
All that AI stuff, basically.
Pretty much. I
Yeah.
guess,
All right. Cool. Well, that'll do it for this week, folks. We'll see you maybe hopefully next Monday. Otherwise, it'll be 2 weeks before you see us because your man Pugs over here will be in Ocean City next week playing some golf and enjoying the nice heat advisory weather in the sun.
Make sure you stay hydrated.
Right, and put sunscreen on
Yes.
so you don't get skin cancer or wrinkles or crow's feet or whatever everyone's worried about nowadays. I don't know. Who cares? But yeah, so hopefully we'll see you next week, folks.
All right.
Enjoy the show. Later.